She is controlling the whole world under Ishwaratvam, Vashikaranatvam. That is controlling because she is in the Sarvanandamaya Chakra. So the happiness is the root cause. If anybody wants to control their family and control their community, be happy. That's all. And now you come to the Jayanta Mala for Shiva. Hruday Deva, Jaya Jaya, Siro Deva, Jaya Jaya. You know, while reciting the Jayanta Mala, you need to raise your voice. Like in a Khadgamala at the end, Maha Maheshwari, Maha Maharajni, Maha Mahashakti, like that. Jaya Jaya, Jaya Jaya, Jaya Jaya. It increases your hidden spiritual energy. So what will you get? Sarvakarshana. Why everybody is going to God? Because she is in the Sarvanandamaya Chakra. She is the incarnation of happiness. That's why in Navavarna Dhyana Sloka they say, Karanananda Vigrihe Sarvabhute Hite Mataha Yehi Parameshwari. Karana Ananda Vigrihe. That means she is there for joy. I am also there. We are also there for joy only. Only thing is she knows we don't know because of the Maya. So Ananda, where there is Ananda, people are attracted. Naturally, if you are happy and in a happy mood, people will be around. If you are always crying, who will be with you? Except God. So that's why my guru used to say, Subbu, you want to be with God, always be happy. Whenever you are moving away from happiness, whatever may be the emotion, anxiety, anger, depression, you're not with God. Even if you pray 100 times, it won't be. In happiness, that's why momentary pain can be there for the happenings in our life. But once you pray to God, the happiness should be there. Because of this only I am praying you. Thank you for that. What a wonderful opportunity you have given to me. And that kind of happiness, if you develop, the whole world, that's why Sarvakarshani, Akarshani, Mudra, Chatushashti Kalamayi, that 64 arts, one of the fine arts will be with you. The speaking, communication skill, or the music, the nice voice. And with that, you attract the whole world. Not because of your knowledge, not because of your power, because every word you speak, every song you sing, the hidden connection to the mother, that attracts the people to you. Now we move on to the Midhuna Khadgamala. The 11th day starts with Suddha Midhuna Mala. Midhuna means Shiva and Shakti together. It goes like this. Hruday Devi, Hruday Deva. Shiro Devi, Shiro Deva. Beautiful duet between Shiva and Shakti. So the combined energy of Shiva and Shakti gives you volcanic energy. That gives you Sammohana Shakti. Sarva Sammohana Shakti. How this Sammohana? Sammohana means everybody will be captivated, will be lost by your appearance, by your character, by your talk, by your looks, everything, by your energy. That's why when you describe Rama, what they say, Punsam Mohana Rupaya. Mohana Rupaya. Externally it says Mohana Rupa. What is the Mohana Rupam? Ajanumahum. So his hands are extended up to the Janu, knee. Is that what is attracting the people? No. Bahu is for protection, and he is a king. His protection is huge. And his continued unconditional protection of people and giving respect even to the washerman, that made him Sarva Sammohana. Aravinda Dalaya Daksham. His eyes are very big. So many people are there with very big eyes. What is that attracts the people is the compassion, boundless compassion, and that attracts. So you should not understand the meaning in a literal sense. Sarva Sammohana. When Krishna was playing the flute, what happened? The Gopikas forgot what they are doing. Initially, they were running for listening to the flute. But the Sammohana Shakti was so great. First, it is passion. And when the passion matures, it is Sammohana. That means always lost in the thoughts. And you will lead such a divine life. You're lost in the thought. And anybody coming into this area will also be lost in that. And then the Gopikas felt our body itself is a flute. Make our body as flute and blow your air through the holes in the body so that the nice divine music we can enjoy. And continuously they are enjoying. That is Sarva Samohanam. And also one of the M.S. Subbalakshmi's Geetam, Adharam Madhuram, Vadanam Madhuram, Madhurati Madhuram. So everything Madhuram, Madhuvadishyami, Madhuvakshami, in the Rudram also they say. So your presence, when it makes, gives peace and pleasure to the people, naturally, everybody will be captivated. And when Buddha, Gautama Buddha was giving pravachanas, nobody was listening to anything. That's the beauty. The words were there. It's beyond the mind. At the end, they woke up as if they are coming out of silence. That is Sarvasambhavana. Last merger. And that happens because of this is Midhunamala. Sarvasammohana. Then Midhuna Namontamala. And that gives you Sarvastambhana Shakti. I need to stop those energies which distract my attention from my target. Yes or no? See, I'm walking in this direction and something more attractive than my thought may come as a Maya. And if I just get distracted by that, then I'm losing my path. That's why in the Varahi mantra, Sarvadushta Pradushtanam Sarvesham Sarvavakchitta Chakshurmukha Stambhanam Kuru Kuru. Taha, taha, taha. It says at the end, now you have the power of stopping the energy by yourself. Stopping the energy which is obstructing your progress. That means you are separated from your mind. You're able to observe your thought, vichakshana, intellectual ability. And that comes here. Not only that, you're also having power to stop the bad happening to some other person also. The tsunamis, internal tsunami I'm talking about, havocs with mere thought, you can stop. Like they say in one of the real stories which happened in Amalapuram, one priest was doing Navavarna Archana, and then Surya Mandala Sthapana he did. And by Sarva Sammohana, he lost into trance, and then he put his toe on the Surya Mandala and forgot. And that day the Surya eclipse was there, solar eclipse, and the sun didn't come because his toe was obstructing his. Such was the power, Sarva Stambhanam, anything you can stop. So, Sarva Sammohanam, Sarva Stambhanam. Next is Midhuna Swahantamala. And Swahantamala, Swaha is a Jnana Bijam. So you get such kind of knowledge which gives you the inner meaning of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Before Khadgamala, your definition of Dharma is I have to follow the Dharmas prescribed in the Shastra. Your definition of Artha, I have a specific requirement and I need to work for that. Your definition of Kama, whatever comes from my mind. Moksha is somewhere else. When you say moksha, you look at God grant me moksha. Now, with all these developments happening because of the recitation not by just by the mouth. You need to merge with the sound. And then what happens is, Dharma is Manodharma. Mostly it synchronizes with the Shastras, but at time I will make a rule. I will break a rule also. Guts to break a rule comes at this point. So dharma is redefined. At that time, the dharma is manodharmam. Here, manas is consciousness. When I am acting with the mind, I need to follow because mind is oscillating, is not dependable. So I need to follow certain shastras. When I am out of the mind, then consciousness, manodharma. Kama, well, I can observe all the desires coming from my mind and I'll be able to divert urdhvaretas. Nidhanapataye namaha, nidhanapatantikaya namaha, urdhvaya namaha. Previously, all my desires are nidhanapataye namaha, oriented towards my family, the materialistic desires. Now, I have the power, I'll be able to divert those desires, higher desires. That's why ahankara previously I am having, and I am able to convert that into mahadahankara. When I am feeling that I am unique, I am the only one unique, is ahankara. I am unique like you are unique. Mahadahankara. That means I am diluting that.